CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. If you're set to have surgery in Chatham-Kent tomorrow, you might want to double check that. All elective procedures at CK Health Alliance Wednesday canceled as the hospital deals with a heating issue. CTV's Robert Lothian has been tracking this story for us tonight. Robert, any impact on the patients in hospital beds tonight?
Well, Travis, the good news is no. CKHA CEO Adam Topp says there is enough steam moving through the building to ensure no patient goes cold tonight. The main impact here is to what the hospital defines as the medical device reprocessing department.
To not running our medical device reprocessing department limits the amount of steam that we need. So we've done other things to manage with the capacity that we have.
Patients with elective surgeries set for Wednesday are being contacted and their appointments rescheduled. Any patients needing an emergency surgery can still do so at the hospital. The facility is currently operating on about half of its typical boiler capacity. Topp says one boiler was being repaired when suddenly another one gave out. Those systems are about 23 years old and were already scheduled to be replaced next year. Specialists are on site to try and fix the issues, and 2 temporary replacements are on the way.
The message is we are in touch with each individual patient, and each individual patient has a different circumstance in terms of rescheduling and whatnot, and that's going to be a high priority for us. Canceling elective surgeries is the last thing on the list that we want to do. The expectation is we'll get things back up and running this week, and there should not be any further disruption.
So far, elective surgeries have only been canceled for Wednesday. Topp says it is possible the cancellations will continue into Thursday, but they're hopeful that won't be the case. Patients should still continue to those appointments until the hospital tells them otherwise. Travis.
Thank you, Robert. That's CTV's Robert Lothian with our top story tonight. Turning to the acute care or mega hospital project in the region, a major milestone reached today. Officials working on the Fancy Family Hospital are now looking for construction teams for the next and biggest phase of the new facility. This includes a 5-story diagnostic and treatment building home to emergency and trauma care, surgeries, cancer services, and women's and children's care. The move formally kicks off the tendering process. Meantime, the union representing the province's healthcare workers spent the day at Queen's Park demanding more funding for Ontario hospitals, warning of longer wait times and a declining quality of care.
What is the government thinking? And how could it make promises like to reduce surgical wait times or to end hallway medicine, or say that it values the work of healthcare workers, or that it understands the key role that hospitals play in their communities, when its plan is to systematically force these hospitals to cut their budgets? This year, their 2.36% funding increase pales in the shadow of their 6% increase in operating costs.
CUPE's Ontario Council of Hospital Unions says hospitals are being told to plan for just a 2% funding increase, far below recent years, forcing tough decisions on staffing and beds. The union warns that could mean thousands of healthcare jobs lost and fewer beds available, even as demand continues to grow. At the same time, St. Clair College is looking ahead to the next generation of first responders. The college's Experiential Learning and Career Center is hosting a first responders career fair tomorrow at its South Windsor campus. The event is aimed at students in paramedic, firefighting, police foundations, and security programs, connecting them directly with potential employers. And first responders and road crews working late tonight to clear up a patch of the 401 up near Belleville after what police say were multiple collisions involving up to 50 vehicles. CTV's Adrian Gobriel was at the scene.
Yeah, I can tell you earlier in the afternoon, the westbound lanes of the 401 here in Trenton, Ontario reopened, though you'll see those flashing lights in the distance. That is the eastbound 401. We're on an overpass here in Trenton. That is where the cleanup still remains at this hour. Now take a look. Earlier today, our CTV News chopper was flying over the scene. where a tractor trailer became fully engulfed shortly after 8 a.m. this morning. The first of about half a dozen separate batches of collisions involving upwards of 50 vehicles, according to the Ontario Provincial Police. Snow squall warnings blanketed this region, blanketed the area, and the crashes began to hit, and they came hard like dominoes, one after the other after the other. Now also, there was images of a burnt-out car. Have a look at this. It's covered in spinach. Now, just before that car became fully engulfed, we're told that a female driver in that vehicle was pulled safely out by passengers in the area who came to her assistance. Miraculously, she was okay. OPP tells us about 3 to 4 people have been sent to hospital. And when you look at this scene, you'd think that serious injuries are definitely part of this crash. Well, thankfully, there are no serious injuries and remarkably, no fatalities.
Back here in Windsor, the 2026 budget may be final, but the questions are not. Today, Mayor Drew Dilkens laying out what he says are the plan's key priorities as concerns grow about which city jobs could be affected. CTV's Sanjay Maru reports.
A day after City Council finalized its 2026 budget, Windsor's mayor standing alongside councillors and senior staff to highlight key priorities. Construction and growth-related projects will be among the most visible outcomes, according to Drew Dilkens, pointing to major road and infrastructure work tied to housing, employment lands, and the future hospital.
The County Road 42 is officially called Cabana Road from one end to the next now. So Cabana Road will see lots of work happen in terms of all of the prep that needs to happen to move utilities, to get the designs done, to be able to widen the road.
Achieving 0% meant raising user fees and transit fares while leaning on one-time savings. But the budget also comes with staffing changes approved behind closed doors. Heading into budget day, the union representing inside workers for the city warned just shy of 3 dozen permanent jobs could be cut.
We don't know exactly what titles, jobs, departments that it's going to impact, so we don't know the full scope and picture yet of what might be lost at 543.
The mayor making clear Tuesday details tied to in-camera decisions will not be released until internal processes are complete, meaning the exact number of eliminated positions remains unclear.
Thankfully, though, when I look at this budget and when council considered the staffing implications, the vast majority of the positions that were cut from this budget were vacant positions, which also allowed us to hire other positions. So it wasn't all just about cutting money. It was about saying we don't need these positions. Let's take the money here and apply them to areas where we actually have a greater need.
Meanwhile, community advocates say public pressure played a role in shaping parts of the final budget. Advocacy group Engage Windsor says the final document relies on short-term fixes that could create deeper challenges in future budget cycles.
Windsor is the only municipality in Ontario with a 0% budget increase, but we don't think that's a point of pride. It's really a red flag when every other city is grappling honestly with inflation and rising costs.
We can't do zero every year, but this year we found a pathway, and I'm incredibly proud of administration and city council who recognize that affordability is an essential issue in their community.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
A 69-year-old man has been charged in a sexual assault investigation involving a teen. Windsor police say the 15-year-old girl met the man on social media. They allege he took her to his home, gave her marijuana edibles, and sexually assaulted her. Investigators say images were also exchanged. Officers searched a home on Meldrum Avenue Monday, seizing computers and other electronic devices. And a quick reminder from police, just because there's snow doesn't mean snowmobiles are okay in the city. Windsor Police Service saying snowmobiles are not allowed on city streets or in parks, even after a big dump of snow. Under a city bylaw, they're limited to private property only, and riders could face fines up to $5,000. Police also warning your sled could be towed and say if there's no immediate danger, call the non-emergency line. A former employee of the Windsor Police Service has pleaded guilty to defrauding the force. Here's CTV's Michelle Molesky with more.
All Windsor Police cruisers, boats and motorcycles are serviced by their own team of mechanics. Today in Ontario court, the former fleet manager, James Brush, now 49 years old, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of fraud over $5,000. From 2013 to 2024, Brush has admitted he fraudulently used corporate cards 127 times. 70 times he used one card for fraudulent gas purchases, including using the card to fill up a personal vehicle while away on vacation and for using the fleet card while he was off work. In the other 57 offenses, Brush used the card to buy automotive parts. In some cases, the parts were for vehicles the force has never owned. In others, the vehicles the parts were allegedly for were never serviced in the year the parts were purchased. In total, the Crown says Brush defrauded the police force of more than $31,000. At the time of his arrest in 2024, the service suspended Brush with pay. His lawyer told CTV News Tuesday Brush has since been fired from his civilian position, but the police won't confirm. Brush will face a sentencing hearing in March.
Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
LaSalle police are looking for a suspect after a gas theft in the town. They say the theft happened Monday afternoon just before 2:30 on Malden Road near Delmar Street. The suspect is described as a white woman in her late 20s to early 30s with dark-colored hair. Anyone with information is asked to contact LaSalle police or Crime Stoppers. OPP are investigating a robbery in Kingsville where they say two suspects, one with a handgun, the other with a knife, robbed a man inside his vehicle on Road 5 east of Graham Side Road. They say the pair then set the vehicle on fire and fled in a dark-colored pickup truck. Both suspects are described as darker-skinned men wearing black clothing and balaclavas. No one was injured, and police believe the incident was isolated. Back in downtown Windsor, Street Help is asking for help of its own, working to keep people warm in this cold snap. Staff say they're being overwhelmed by how many people need a place to shelter from the cold, and they're hoping you might have some boots or sleeping bags you can donate. Street Help isn't an overnight shelter, but offers people a place to go for a cup of coffee or some food until 5 p.m. They say there aren't enough volunteers to keep it open later.
I would say, like, again, I'm getting like 20 people a day coming to ask for different things that they need. Mostly sleeping bags and blankets. That's a big need.
Two new stores are on the way to Devonshire Mall, something for the kids and something for the grown-ups. The mall making the announcement today, a Build-A-Bear workshop and a Victoria's Secret coming soon. Both are set to open near the Best Buy Express, with Build-A-Bear bringing its make-your-own stuffed friend experience and Victoria's Secret returning to Windsor with lingerie, swimwear, and beauty products, that is. As Black History Month approaches, a Chatham-Kent landmark is earning international recognition. Here's CTV's Chris Campbell with more.
This is one of our oldest items that we have in the museum here.
For generations, Buxton's story has been passed down through families, artifacts, and oral history. Now that history is getting international attention.
We're very excited, very proud to be listed on this U.S. Park Service, and it's an amazing feeling because we, as a Canadian site, especially a Black historic Canadian site, it's important, especially across North America, to be able to share our Black history with all of the things that are happening, in the U.S.
The designation is only the second of its kind in Canada. The first is a church in St. Catharines, and this honor confirms Buxton was more than just a stop along the Underground Railroad. It was a place where formerly enslaved people settled, owned land, built schools, and created a community.
For the many descendants, our ancestors that worked so hard and so tirelessly to create this community, and for us to be have this honor bestowed on us, I think is extremely amazing.
To be accepted into the Network to Freedom, sites must prove a verifiable connection to the Underground Railroad, a pre-pandemic process that took more than 5 years of research and documentation.
It's a lot of time, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of effort, but it was definitely worth it to be named one of those sites on their site as well.
The recognition comes as the preservation of slavery history is under scrutiny in the United States.
I was heartbroken when I found out about this.
Last week, the U.S. National Park Service dismantled a major slavery exhibit in Philadelphia, sparking widespread reaction.
No history is thorough. You can't just have all the good parts of it. How are we going to learn from what we didn't do right? You show all of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Here in Chatham-Kent, Buxton's designation is seen as a powerful affirmation of the importance of preserving Black history.
you can't erase history. As much as people want to, take that on, especially in the United States.
Buxton now joins an international network of nearly 800 sites across 41 U.S. states and the Caribbean.
It's big. It's great because it puts Buxton and Chatham-Kent on the map and really in that competition of the world places that you want to visit. And what I love about it is that they've worked so hard to get this designation.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
We came out here with a machete and some kitchen spoons.
And making the most of the snow still ahead, the chili competition putting sculpting skills to the test. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the weather for the evening. Gary, it is just cold. It's going to be cold. It is cold. It was cold. Cold.
Cold is the theme. Good evening, my friend Travis. Temperatures 7 to about 22 degrees below seasonal across the entire province of Ontario. That gives you an idea. And again, that's a lot of real estate. So anywhere from Thunder Bay to Ottawa to Windsor, Essex, and everywhere in between, we're looking at well below seasonal temperatures. So we are not alone. Case in point, minus 8.1 today. We'd normally be at -1 in terms of our average daytime high. So that's 7 degrees below seasonal. By the way, below this morning, down to -17.1. It felt like about -26, -27. Add to that, very strong northwesterlies and westerlies fetching across the Great Lakes. That has meant snow for Michigan and much of Ontario in the south, and more to come over the next, say, 6 to 12 hours, especially along the eastern shores further inland from Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. A couple of waves through the overnight are possible, but I'm more interested, I think, in what could come Friday. More on that in just a moment. Temperatures over the Great Lakes, what you're looking for the ideal setup for lake effect is for the waters to be relatively warmer compared to the air passing over it, and that's how the clouds form, which then produce those streams of lake-enhanced snowfall. The worst-case scenario is, and this is based on wind direction, for our friends through the Midwestern tier is northwesterlies or straight westerlies, and that's why the tallies keep going up from there. Meanwhile, because for the most part, the westerlies have been moving across land, Michigan, southeastern Michigan proper, we haven't been belted by such a wave of snowfall activity. The overnight temperatures are cold, though. -19 under increasing cloudiness, feels like -26 to about -30. That is bitterly cold, and exposed skin could start to die. That is, undergo frostbite-like transformation, and that's not what we want, certainly, so protect yourselves. The early morning commutes for the next 3 days will see wind chill values in the -20 to -25 range at the very least. Some sunshine and fairer weather for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as temperatures get down to the mid-minus single digits. And that's how things are shaping up for your weather over the next several days.
Thank you, Gary. And these freezing temperatures having serious consequences across the river. A University of Michigan student found dead after being seen walking alone in the cold. Here's NBC's Erica Erickson with the story.
I feel like his loss is tragic and it was preventable.
A loss hitting the Ann Arbor and University of Michigan community hard. 19-year-old student Lucas Matson from Alaska found dead in extreme temperatures over the weekend.
I feel like somebody should have found him like before he passed away.
Ann Arbor police tell Local 4 the teen was last seen around 1 in the morning Friday. Neighbors on Hill Street say he'd been seen leaving a party at this fraternity house, then began walking alone toward Oxford without a coat, just a t-shirt. Matson reported missing up to 15 hours later.
I think the buddy system definitely should have been used. I know when I go out, me and my roommate always go out together, and I think in that case, like, if he had somebody with him, I think that would have been better than being found, well, alone.
Matson's body found on Cambridge, only a couple blocks away, Saturday afternoon. Police say after a 20-hour search in extremely frigid conditions, foul play not suspected.
I hope undergraduates will look out for each other, keep track of each other, because they're vulnerable.
The university offering crisis support services, as those who knew Matson called the teen smart, friendly, and kind. With so many left thinking how heartbroken his family, too distraught to speak, must be feeling.
I'm so sorry that a person so young and with so much life ahead of him is now gone. I'm so sorry for them and their loss.
Canada's main stock index saw a tiny increase, the TSX gaining 3 points. In New York, the Dow lost 409, the Nasdaq added 216. The Canadian dollar gained almost half a cent. Gold was up just slightly, while oil climbed $1.76 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. The town of Essex is asking the private sector for ideas on how to expand recreation in the community. The town is inviting private companies to put forward ideas for the up to 10 acres at the future Essex Centre sports fields. The site near Highway 3 and North Malden Road could eventually include new indoor sports and rec spaces. Mayor Sherry Bondi says the goal is to create more options for people of all ages and help keep the community active. If you don't own a snowblower, you may have been keeping active lately. CTV's Pauline Chan has some tips on how to shovel safely.
I think if we didn't get ahead of it, it would be really hard.
When you're shoveling snow, it's a real strenuous physical activity, and it can have a lot of, extra workload on the heart.
Dr. Alan Grill says it's a full body workout that can stress the heart.
You're using your arms, your legs, your back. Secondly, when it's cold outside, your blood vessels tend to constrict. If people have heart disease, they can narrow because of cholesterol, etc. So if they narrow even more when it gets cold outside, that also increases the stress on the heart. Cold weather increases blood pressure, making the heart work even harder to keep the body going.
Take frequent breaks and don't overload your shovel. Use your legs to bear the weight and try not to twist your spine. Physiotherapist Kate Moffat says she anticipates people will start coming in with aches and strains in the next day or so.
The most common is low back injuries, followed by shoulder or kind of bicep and arm injuries.
And when you come in from the cold?
Our instinct is to rest and be still. And the best treatment for low back pain is to keep yourself gently moving. Simple pelvic tilt, some seated marching, just anything that keeps those muscles moving a little bit is going to help them settling down. Taking a walk just around your home.
She says winter isn't done with us yet, so learn to protect your body. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
With a look at the 7-day forecast, here is CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald. And Gary, I'm still holding out hope that this weekend's going to be, decent enough to go outside, get some fresh air.
Ooh, fresh air that's biting, perhaps. But there is some hope for some sunshine. It's just going to be cold, though, Travis. I think Friday is an interesting day. We could see a bit of a transformation. But Friday morning, there's a chance of, a slight chance, about a 30% chance of seeing a significant wave of snow, bringing about 5 to 10 centimeters. Right now, we're only saying about 30 to 40% chance of that occurring. So keep that in mind. Friday morning. Then we'll get some fair weather Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And temperatures are actually warming, relatively speaking. We'll get into the minus single digits, even for overnight lows. We'll have to wait a week for that. Next 24 to 48 hours, snow, early morning temperatures, wind chill values well below seasonal. In fact, tomorrow morning, case in point, Environment Canada's warning. We're calling for a wind chill value between minus 25 and minus 30. Do take care under the extreme cold.
Thank you, Gary. Well, some folks in Michigan are making the most of the snow, at least, with a sculpting competition held in Hancock over the weekend. As Dan Grovenfeld reports, competitors came from as far away as Mexico.
The Hakenpaiva Hancock Snow Sculpting Invitational began at 1 in the afternoon on Friday. Teams had until 1 in the afternoon today to shape their 8 by 8 by 8 foot cubes of snow. The city of Hancock puts this festival on to encourage community bonding during the winter.
We really want to be a four seasons community that celebrates all of our seasons because, let's face it, snow is here for a very long time out of the year. So we really want to celebrate it. We want to play in the snow.
One team came all the way from Mexico. Carlos Miguel Ramirez Paraya has been making snow sculptures for 18 years, competing in places including Russia, Japan, and Sweden. He says his team sculpture is a folk art figure that is a combination of a fish, chameleon, dragon, and cow.
Something we have that we bring from Mexico is a texture. We are in Mexico, do you know, there is a lot of colors in everything, and we have a lot of textures also. So it's something we always like to bring wherever we are going to compete.
For the team representing St. Albert's, this was their first major snow statue competition.
The other teams have been super useful in letting us borrow their tools. We came out here with a machete and some kitchen spoons, which it's not the greatest for carving all that stuff, so luckily the other teams were super kind and gave us a lot of tips.
Team Mexico says they've been enjoying their first visit to Hancock.
And we are very delighted to be here because the weather is fantastic, not for us, but for the sculpture because we need to be cold. But in our hearts, we are remembering Mexico just to keep warm.
He says that his first time in Hancock won't be his last.
That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.